Hey guys, welcome to the channel. Today I want to talk about this car, this beautiful 1986 Mercedes 560 SL. This beautiful red. It's got 105,000 miles on it. Nice sheepskin seat covers. Excellent condition. Now this car has been in storage for about 5-6 years, hasn't been driven. Customer wants to start driving it again, so they brought it here to kind of go through it and make it roadworthy, make sure it's safe and reliable. But one thing I noticed, and I guess this is a common problem, is high idle. And if you look online, if you're having this issue, you look online, there's lots of things that can go wrong with them. Vacuum leaks in particular, idle motors, but I want to show you guys what I found, and maybe this is something that can help you from pulling your hair out. Now the first thing to do, first one we're going to look at, now this, we can look real close here, this is your idle control motor. Now this device is what ultimately controls your idle speed. It's basically kind of a regulated vacuum leak. There's a little pintle inside, and it basically bypasses air. It allows air to bypass the throttle body under here, and that's how the control module will control the idle speed. Now these can go bad. They can be bad electronically. They can be bad mechanically. They can get stuck. They can get gummed up. So this is the first thing we're going to check. You're going to want to check to make sure that this is operating. You want to take it apart, clean it, clean the pintle inside, make sure it's not hanging up. But in particular, I want to show you what I found, and it's going to have a lot to do with this electrical connection. So let me show you. Now the first thing you want to do, guys, you look real close. Try to get in here. Now this connector, you pinch these two sides and you pull this off, and you want to make sure that these terminals here are clean. They can get corroded, you know, so no voltage can get to the idle motor and it's not going to operate. But what I want to show you a quick way to check this before you take anything apart. Now we're going to have the key on, the engine obviously not running. Now when you connect this, you're going to feel this motor humming just a little bit. That's the motor operating. The module is ready to control that motor. Now to check this motor, or I should say to check voltage to this motor, you should have a 5-volt reference signal at this from the module. The module is going to supply that 5 volts all the time, and then it's regulating the ground side to control the speed of the motor. So key on, you take your voltmeter, we get a good ground voltmeter. You're going to go in the positive side here, and there's your close to 5 volts, 4.2 volts, that's acceptable. Now that means the idle control module is powered up and it's making its best attempt to manipulate this idle control motor. Now what I found, and what's a very common problem, is you'll have no voltage here. This will be dead, no power supply. Without power supply, this isn't going to work. And I'm going to show you the problem. It's a very common problem, and you can fix it yourself. Now what we're trying to find, the source of this voltage deficiency, you're going to look on your passenger side footwell. Now this is where your fuses are. There's also some relays in here, and we're trying to find the overload relay. Now that overload relay is what supplies power to, among other things, the idle control module. And those relays are very problematic. We're going to take this lower panel off here. Some 10mm screws. 2 here. 2 here. Used to be one there. I don't know where that went. And I'm going to show you what we're looking for. Okay, now I haven't pulled this all the way off. You don't really need to pull this all the way off and disturb the electrical connections. You just kind of left it hanging on the floor here. This relay with this red top right here, if I can get a light in there, that is your overload relay. If you look, it actually has a little fuse on the top of it. It's a fused relay. Now that relay goes bad. Now the problem is these relays are on intergalactic back order, not available from anybody. So I'm going to show you a quick fix on how to fix this. I'm just going to give this a little wiggle. Pull that out. This is what the bottom looks like. Now this is a 4-pole relay. They do have 6-pole relays. There's a fuse in there. Now let me just show you. Alright, now I want to show you this. This is the bottom here. It's a 4-pole. I'm going to show you how to take this apart. Now you can try to find one of these online. I looked everywhere. They're unavailable all over the place. Now this part number changes from a 4-pole. I believe you can actually use the 6-pole will interchange, but neither one of them are available anymore. So I'm going to show you how to take this apart and fix it yourself. You can pull this fuse out like this. You're going to open this cover here and pull that upper cover off. Now this piece here will slide out and unlock it, and this whole thing will come apart like this. Now you have a little plastic cover on here covering the circuit card, and this is what we're going to look at in particular here. Now these solder joints all through here, all these little solder joints. Let's see if I can get a little bit closer. This is where your issue is going to be. Now if you were to look at them really, really close, I don't think I can zoom in so you can really see, but you'll see where the pins from the inside of the relay, where they come through this circuit card and they're soldered on, they'll get little fractures. Now sometimes it will be a permanent fault. Many times these little fractures will only open up when the relay gets hot. So it may be okay when you first start the car, when the relay is cold, but as this relay heats up and it expands, you'll see it'll start to act up. You'll get like, I don't know if I can show you right here. This is where I really repaired that one right there. But all you're going to do, guys, is take a soldering iron, a little bit of solder, and just resolder all these little connections. And that's it. That should resolve your problem. Put it all back together. Now this one's already been repaired. I've already fixed this one. Slide it back together like this. Oops, I forgot the little plastic cover. Little circuit cover. This goes like this. That back in. Put that cover back on. And pop your fuse back in. That's it. That's how you fix this overload relay. And that may solve your idle problem. Thanks for watching, guys.